Well, hello everyone, this is comrade-Sirius. Welcome to episode 44, and well, let's start with what we currently have in stock. Because, yep, it's spring, and this train is leaving for customs for another, dose of crops. But we are not here to just let it watch. To be fair, some things did finished throughout the winter, some of them not. We are currently building, these things. Also the depot is, well, tram depot is getting built on. So hopefully things will be alright. We are currently not having any issues with people, living with their parents, which is kind of sad because we will need them in Jablitze. But, well, our citizens did have a problem. Most example for these parts, because they were not able to get anywhere, and I did need to switch off this house because it was not working. Now they should be working, but yeah, we have very few people apparently that are able to work, or to be fair, that are able to be picked up. There's also one more new thing for me personally, and that's I'm no longer this save is no longer on internal taste. It's not because I would not want to show you horses, but first it's banned, and second, this save started crashing when I was building and adjusting the part about tram road connection to customs. Because whenever I tried to start copy elevation from the center, all it did was start clicking here, and the game insta crashed on the version 1111. It's not happening in other saves, and it's apparently not happening with other people. So I have no idea what causes it, but I needed to revert to open beta. But yes, open beta is 1.1.0.20, which is exactly where we left our save, so we are not missing anything, which is great. And except remaining few places and connecting the road here, we did absolutely nothing in this area. And still the episode had 1 hour. Why? Because we moved to Radocin. And it was a planning episode in Radocin. It was about a challenge of sort of let's try to bake things pretty. And this is all it produced basically after some explanations. I love a mod that's called embankments. They are not doing much. I don't think even they have an attraction score, but you can find them. I now have one here, so you will be able to see it. It's a heat exchanger. And so you can see embankments have code 227-822-9891. It's a pack. It's a whole pack of them, and we got things like stairs and stuff like that. I will need to use a cheat mode after these will get built, to actually show them, because you cannot obviously level out think and these guys are apparently went all to work, but yeah, that happens. So we will need to get our own, but. I did level this to 10 meters, which is basically the average of the upper level. This is about 5.5 meters, because that's how these look better. And you can see 1, 2, and 3 hotels, big sports hall, 2 embankments with a bus stop with the same one, some turning segments, just walk-in segments. This is a pier, big pier. I'm really interested in how it will work, but I think we may be able to get some ships through, at least, through one part, not through Berounka River, but through the Vltava River. It should be doable. At least, small personal boats. So it's another interesting way to get tourists. So, well, I'm absolutely in. So let's bring them in. But the main part here was that I tried to build with to being stick on the grid. It's not a normal way I'm building, but I decided I want to try it here. It is time consuming, so I may include a time lapse, but this is not a realistic. This is a realistic mode, so you won't see it done at the end of the episode. Basically, I added even few things like the statues here, rerouted some small paths and so on. And the main thing comes now, and that is the idea that people or tourists from hotels should not go into the city, to standard cinema and stuff, to go follow their, culture needs and so on. The reason is, these buildings, if you take a look at them, like, standard stuff, where is it? Yeah, here, like culture, these have no star rating. That means that tourists are not counted. While, museums and all this jazz, they all have stars, so they get some rating from it. And the idea is that we will isolate the bottom part from the upper part, and this is how it's looking like. These two are already planned. I tried it between episodes, so now we can do it ourselves. If you have snapping to grid, you can go, even one step. You do not need that many, but one is definitely good. Good to do, and we can obviously do stuff like this. Again, 1, 2, 3 is definitely not a bad thing, because it creates these nodes. And we will need them, because if I now stick a path, through here, this is basically what I would like to have. Well, not like, well, yeah, like this. Now connect here. This we can just throw away. And yeah, this will be the same system. Nope, not this, but this, crossing out. Get here and not here. If I would connect these two pieces, people from hotels would be going through there. I do not want it, because our people, I want people from houses. They may stay like this. This also is a, really like a draft. But I want people from houses to get to hotels, restaurants and stuff. But I do not want tourists to be able to get to the other side. And you can do so by implementing no walk signs. If you implement them like this, they will go only in one direction. Some of my users or some of expert stuff know this, that you can abuse this system to actually negate the biggest problem with parking lots, and that is that people with car will only go to a parking lot if it has attached workplace. The problem is that they can drive from up to like 2.5 kilometers. Or if you would have things like coal power plant, you can have it attached, very easily to it. You can do it like this. But the problem is the power plant has not unlimited working slots. It has 10 working slots, and if you would have like 7 people in cars already coming here, you would have maximum like 3 people in the power plant, which sucks. What you can do is that you can reroute those people to be waiting at a bus stop. You can send them to a bus stop, but then again you have a problem. Those people from the bus stop will not drive a bus anywhere. And anywhere, I mean anywhere. They will not drive a bus anywhere that is not in range, in backwards walkable range to the parking spot they left their car on. So it's not a park and ride. It's a really short park and ride distance. But yeah, it would be like this. But you can imagine, this is how it would be connected, for example. And yeah, this is a way to the plant. What you can do is that you can say, guys, you can walk here. You can walk from the stop to the power plant. But if you want to get back to your car, you can walk, for example, like this. You will not create a direct route, but you will create something like this. Well, this is not a good idea. And you just press, no walking sign, but connect it like this. This means that people cannot walk, well, from the parking slot. People can walk only to the bus stop, because there's nothing else in range. But from the power plant, they can walk back to their car. You know what I mean. But bus stops are not a walk-through object, so they cannot walk like this or so. This is a trick you can use. And basically, the car park, which is, I don't know which one I choose, so sorry for, stuff like this, but it's this one, so it's 18 vehicles. You can see it at the bottom line. And so this one is for 18 vehicles, and you can have up to 18 cars driving here, which may be more than you need actually, but it doesn't matter. And if you need more, you can simply just, add another one and do the same thing. Just, have it like this. Tell them, yeah, you can only go towards there. And you can do the same thing, walking around. Do it this way. And tell them, guys, you can't walk up there. Now it's not letting me place, because the problem is that mud paths usually do not like this. But you can have it connected in this way. On the gravel paths, there's no problem. That's why I have gravel paths down there. And again, parking slot would go to the stop. But they should be able to get back from the power plant. Now they are not. I don't know why. I may have fucked something up, but they definitely should be able to get back. Now it's not showing the path, but it's not blocked from the other side. So yeah, there is that. So that's the whole idea. I hope you understand what I meant. And, let's get back to our topic. And that is, yeah, these guys. Now, the same logic will be applied here. So tourists will be banned from basically exiting any of this. And these paths will not be connected. However, I still will want them, and I will probably use paths with lamps over time. Not now maybe, but over time. Definitely both of these should be paths with lamps. It would be great if I would be able to, choose on what side lamps will be. But this is fine. I'm not sure that it will be doable on the other side. Yeah, because I built them from the top side, so yeah, fuck this. At least these two, I would love to have oriented the proper way. So that means building from bottom up. Yep. I know that it will take more time than needed, but this is something I would really like to have. And this one is also, the wrong way. If you care for such details, you need to start caring. In this game, you need to start caring at the start, not at the ending. To be fair, these small patches are really... Well, they might be needed for, people traversing from houses. So, let's keep it like this. So, this is the way we went, and I know that it's not too great on looking, and it will get even worse. I might try to, ease it on you a little bit, but the grid is really the biggest offender here. Now, what we are going to do, we are trying to make as much people as possible. Though, but in a way that it will look okay-ish. That is a bit of a problem, and it's a bit of a conundrum. you might know where I'm heading. Also, what is the main transport mean of this city? And it's not walking. There are two options. Buses are obviously the one, because we are having bus stops, nothing else, but we are having bus stops down here. So we obviously will get buses for tourists and, you know, for operations around. But, and that's the thing I would like to have, I would like to have a trolley bus. Because they do not eat fuel, they eat electricity, and electricity is super cheap. And, well, also quite easy to manufacture. Let's be real. So, the upper parts of the city will get trolley buses. But, okay, how far can we, for example, from here, or from the corner, can we get to a central stop? Central stop, let's do it 400 meters. That's here. And we cannot get any further. Now, let's do, and I have the grid, you know, assigned. So let's do it like this, and let's do the central stop for basically all construction and everything. Let's do it big, because we do not need to, you know, get any smaller. I would like to have this big one, but it needs brutalism researched. But this one feels okay enough. So let's do it. The fact is, not many buildings can be assigned directly to the grid, so I will just, you know, tear this one down a little. And we'll put it in this way. And then again, we'll put grid back on, and we will simply reintroduce the grid what we can. If you want to do a small segment and have, you know, a connection that you want, you can simply split it like this, and then if you press paths, you will have the node exactly where you want it. The same you can do with crossroads, which I will show you in this part, because this is fully for citizens. And now we want, in this part, we want a proper crossroad between those houses. And there's quite a neat trick. I did not invent it. I think Muda showed it to me first in one of his videos. You can do it like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you can do the same thing with paths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you have seen it right now. Same will go on the upper corner, to the bottom, and so on. And if you did make the preparation like I showed you right now, you will have a complete set of really nice paths, including cross paths, crosswalks, sorry. The only downside is that this segment length, this one would be 11 meters, these ones are 10 meters. So they are not constructible with machinery. So it's good for you to have dedicated pathing CO with, you know, smaller but faster trucks. Construction office that will do just paths. We will probably have someone like that. Some like that. One of these will do paths. Maybe even roads, but paths surely. Because it will be a nightmare to, you know, do it any other way. So that's one of these, and we can even add more houses, just to be sure. To be fair, tourists might be outed from, you know, the insanity that we created here. Tourists might be outed even without signs from, you know, major stuff like shopping. Though to be fair, tourist shops are probably something we will need, but I don't know about any shops right now that would have some star rating, except, you know, Oki and supermarket, and the prior, but they are both after brutalism. So yeah, we will need at least, you know, not only pubs but also restaurants and stuff. Though to be fair, people can buy many of that inside, but we will need a shop for tourists. That's true. But you know, things like, you know, playgrounds and stuff, I will definitely fill spaces with stuff like this. They would be used by tourists, and we do not want that. So there's that. There's that argument. About some logic in the city, it's the same. You just pick any building you want and take a look at it. We do not need or want a drive-through building. I wanted building with balconies, so this is from buildings with balconies. And these are some really nice and, you know, big looking houses. If you take a look, the flat quality is only 75%. But I think 75 we can manage. I think we can manage it quite nicely. So let's try to fit them in. Now the funny part is that those balconies would be better facing, you know, the main street. Well, but they can face the court probably. That will be in the middle. Okay, let's do it like that. So that's one, and we can do it even, you know, against each facing each other. Now I would like to have some footpaths, so let's do it this way. But I think I will disable grid snapping, because this one would feel much better if it would be actually, no, let's center the middle path on a grid at least, because it would look better. That's the only reason. Let's do the big one again. And since we are on a no grid right now, we won't stay on the grid, so it will be like this. Yep. With paths in the middle. And now we probably can build something, you know, in the median part. Right next to the bus stop, I am absolutely going for semi-square shape. Yep, that's the word I want to use. On the other side, we might not need to. We might want something different. And I will probably do it, you know, in a little more open path towards the central bus station. And we can also have a first proper shopping center. Because if you remember, we have houses here, we have a stop here, but we will definitely want, and we will want, don't take me wrong, we will want a shopping center. Now, that again is a bit of a problem, because we have only one, and that's the market hall. To be fair, there's nothing wrong with market hall. So, yep, let's plop it right in. Is it a good way to have it connected right where the bus station is? I'm not sure. Maybe not. So, maybe have it connected in a way that will not interfere with many of our other stuff. Yeah, it's getting closer there, so that's fine. Market Hall has only 2 stations for vehicles, and it can provide, you know, all of those stuff. Food is definitely something we want a direct truck to supply. No other way makes any sense. Clothing and electronics can have a distribution office. Meat will definitely require a meat truck. You know what it means. If you have only 2 slots, you cannot fill 2 of them with parked cars. So, storages, cargo stations, Yeah, probably this one is enough. It's for 2 vehicles, so I think that's okay. So that's what we'll get. If we would really want, we can implement, and that's a one thing that we can now think about. If you really want to, you can absolutely try to utilize fully things like a forklifts, because they will be able to fill it. It would be fine to have, you know, other stuff. And you know what? We might, because this is already 336, we might want to do something different than expo hall. Something special that you may have not seen anywhere else, and you never seen it at me. We will do a forklift-based shops. The only downside is that I would like to build something like a square, and that will not be, too possible, because, well, too easily possible, because of how some of these shops are connected. Most of them, as you can see, they are connected to the front, to a road for vehicles, which I will have to provide, because otherwise we will not be able to connect any of this. But as it said, we will be back. So let's do, yeah, one of these. Let's do the small shopping center. Yep, corner is fine. That's one thing. Let's do a second one. We can do even like, you know, small shops. Okay, for example, like a food shop. But it doesn't feel right. It's looking way too bad. Don't paint anything. Don't paint anything else. We can even have them, you know, connected very, very closely together, because those will be just parking spots. The only thing that we will need is, you know, to not demolish them, but that will not be a problem. Now is a restaurant, by the way. Restaurant will be needed down here at the bottom, I think. So, not too eagerly, because, you know, our tourists will have a way to dine in hotels, and these hotels are superb, so maybe not. Yeah, let's keep only hotel restaurants there. And other shops, you know, some small shops and so on. Yeah, we will not. This is a small shop. This will be something that will tourists will require this one. I have nowhere to put it. Do I? I don't. Okay. I think I might be able to put it right next to the beach. By the way, yes, this will be beaches. So, yep, that's a thing for the future. How wide, by the way, from the last hotel, this is not a hotel, from the last hotel is this path, this promenade? 400 meters. So I would want them to reach here. Well, they can still use the bus stop, or use a bus if it will be going. That's a really good thing to... It's a really good thing to think about, but yeah, maybe. So the shop will definitely be, you know, doable. Okay, let's plop it here, because we will need the shop, and I would forget. So yeah, this is a drinking opportunity. This will be a shopping opportunity. Why the hell not? Okay, this technically needs no grid, because... And it, by the way, opens another possibility for, you know, waste collection. We'll see. There will definitely be a waste collection option next to the shop. And yeah, even from the hotel, it should be reachable. So that's what we'll do. This will be connected towards here. This will be connected directly. Wow, it goes perpendicular. I did not expect that. To be honest, I really haven't been expecting that. Okay, F1, we do not need a grid anymore. This is just for a start, just so we know, just so we know we can. Nothing personal. I'm just a little bit worried sometimes of what the game does and what it offers. Now I have been completely satisfied. So yeah, this is how it will look like. This crossroad will get solved later on when there will be bulldozers, when there will be beaches and all this jazz. So don't worry, we will get to it. Now, these two shops are fine. Do we want something else? We do, and I will show you what we want. Yes, this is a center of town. And these are shops that we need. But we will also need some things to run the town. Now, if you have ever watched someone do forklifts, you can use crossroads, but you can also use forklift garages. And I will do both of those options. One of them, there's just one. There's no other forklift garages. The good part about a forklift garage is that they can absolutely serve as a drive-through places. So if I want this, I can absolutely have it, and I can connect it to the main road without any issues. What I will do is that I will just put it on the grid, so it will, you know, look a little better. And can we turn it around? Probably can. So yeah, that's what we'll do. F1, connect, move on. 1, 2. This is just so I can, you know, do some footpaths in this area. This will probably not work. Am I right? I'm not. Fine. It's working. Okay. Don't worry. Just a false alarm. We will need road here. We will need road here, right? Yeah, we will. Is it great? No, it's not. Do we need to care about crossings? Because, yeah, footpaths like this, I definitely need to care about crossing. I want it to look good. So, yeah, this is way too short. Okay, let's move in. Yeah. First note. Second note. Third one. I do not need a third one. I do not want a crossing right here. And this one probably does not need to be in any specific location, or does it? It does. Because if you take a look, I want a direct path to the shop. So it means, you know, doing stuff like this. And this one will connect. Is it ugly? Yes, absolutely. Will it stay ugly? It will not, because I forgot that I want this and that I have this crossing. So that's what I want. That's what I do. And that's how you can achieve whatever you wish. That's the idea. That's the main idea, by the way, behind many of these builds. You just want it to look good. This is a footpath. That will be a footpath. Let's keep it like that. And again, I will turn these, and I will need to demolish them and turn them into footpath with lamps before turning them into gravel, because otherwise it will not work. And yeah, I'm sad that it does this, but yeah, that's how it works. So basically, these nodes I'm doing just to be sure. This one doesn't matter, but I need to fill this space properly first. So let's finish what we started and then make it happen. So, first question. Is this buildable? Not like this. Okay. It was too sharp, maybe. Yeah, this is, again, too sharp. It would be fine to find an angle. And yeah, F1, turning F1 off, works. We have it. No more pressure. Yeah, it's a little sad that we won't be able to, you know, go with paths through there. I would be glad if it would be possible. We may make it, or, you know, mark it so it looks like it is possible. Or we'll, you know, just can use. You know what I mean. We can just use some, you know, decorative patches. No problem. It will absolutely work, so it's not a big deal. Again, these things can work if they want to, and they will work if you start building them in the right order. Which means start here or here. Probably here is okay. 1, 2. Yeah, this one is not doable. This one is not doable. Okay, that's why we went for the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see? Easy. Is it stupid that it works like this? Maybe. But, well, is it stupid when it works? Well, that's up to you to answer. It's a question that it's sometimes good to ask yourself. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this one is looking a little interesting. Yeah, that's the right word. But it is connected, so yeah, who am I to say no? This can obviously be connected, who cares? Well, that's it. There is definitely a connection to the other side. There is a connection for the road that I really do not want to build right now. What we need to build, and that would be definitely useful to have in the center of the city, is a hospital. Because tourists will need hospital care, and they will not be able to get one. They might get a clinic up here, but that will definitely not be in reach of all of them, and we need a big hospital for tourists. So let's do definitely be the biggest hospital we can, because I know it's fucking humongous stuff, but do we need a medium one? Or, you know, this will be probably a bigger city with no clinics. How many ambulances this can hold? 15. Okay, I'm in. It's, to be fair, it is more about, you know, ambulances count than anything else. So yeah, that's why we're in, and that's why we are counting them in. This is a footpath, so yeah, 1, 2. Definitely not on the grid totally. Yeah, who cares? I do. Okay, not now. Again, yeah, this is totally connected. This can have a monument of sort. Nothing problematic. Yeah, I'm dividing the city in the middle with this. Okay, we finished parts. Now we will finish forklift. We do have forklift tracks. If we take a look, there will be, it's vysokozvyšné vozíky in Czech. It's now a gas. It's in up to 1955. It's a small vehicle, basically. So really small. But the big part is, you can see those icons. Bottom right, meat, muscle. It can carry them. And, you know, it can also carry all covered goods, which is unique. And that's what we like, and that's why I like them, and that's why we will build them. Because we also need a way to service vehicles. And yeah, that's exactly what we are going to do with these guys. Now, we need to get to this shop. I will not build another garage shop there, but please F1 go away. And yeah, this is the correct way to do so. So now we have them connected, and yeah, I could have been that just you know, a simple U-turn, but that's not the way I want. That's not the way I want to treat them. Now it would be fine to have a meat storage. So we'll do, but there's also another unique opportunity. There's so many of them, I know. We can have a trade station in the city. Because, yes, this will be for tourist area, but the city will grow, and we want, you know, aluminum parts and all this jazz in near vicinity. We can have a head-on station, if you know what it is. It's a station where trains end, and and it can have this cargo part that will reach this area, and I will try to not lock it up. So let's build it in a way that we know it stays possible. Now for keeping me occupied, I will build another forklift garage. Can we probably can supply it like this. We'll definitely do not need more than 2. At least I think. You'll see how it will change pretty quickly in the future, but now I think, so now it's true. So this is another one. Shall I connect it? Yeah, I probably should. So yeah, again, this one without grid it's completely impossible. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, and now you can see the footpath is doable. So that's fine. I know that it's stupid, but it ain't stupid if it works. That's what the saying does. By the way, you need a forklift garage to actually construct these. So on a realistic mode, you cannot build yourself out of, normal options. Now, a meat storage. Do I want a meat storage up here? It would be fine, but I'm not sure it's the correct way. Now, what we need is a vehicle repair station. So, let's come to those. It's under maintenance. No. Yes. Do I want a small one or medium one? Medium one probably didn't. Medium one probably does not hurt. And I may even build it. Yeah, I may even build it like this. So it is, connected to the nearest station. Is it a good idea? Maybe. But it also may be a bad idea. But yeah, let's have it like this. I'm just looking at road connections. Can we... Oh, no, footpath connections, sorry. Can we give it like this? We can. Sure. Because this is the place where the city will end. Or at least, some part of the city. This is a technical, a big electrical power station. And we will need to, get around. So this will be connected, and there will probably not be any, well, not any, but many paths across. Though, to be fair, one more crossing we can absolutely allow. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3. This is how it will be done. And yeah, there will be some road behind the hospital if need be. You can see there's a lot of free space. We can absolutely utilize it without any issues. About trolley buses, they will not probably be in this area. There will be just buses, and these guys are all, going for hotels anyway. I will also need to build many more housing, in this area, because every of these hotels needs 100 workers. So then there are some attractions and so on. Yeah, it will take a while. Funny. To be fair, I might even need to, have a bus line. Oh, yeah, it will take a while to get this going, and it will be a really good model. But I promise to finish something. Let's do it. You know what? Let's cut it, and let's move this whole area a little bit further and connect road from the upper part, because that's what will make it work, right? What do I mean? When you connect stuff like this, you need road connections. This one is fine, and to be fair, this one can even, when it will be unloaded directly into, it will lead into that stuff. Now, the cargo station also needs to have a connection at the upper part, so that's what it will have. Yeah, it can have these 3 rails next to each other without any issues. The neat part is that they will have, you know, those rails really close together, so it will look fine. Why not, by the way? Would also be, it will be almost fine to have a rail depot for train repairs, and you can have it in the vicinity because, yeah, if you didn't know, you can either, you know, put it directly at the corner, which would work, but you can even this thing is okay. And the good part is, you can absolutely get a road between, and it will not block anything, so that's fine. The building doesn't need any exit here, so that's what we'll have. And this road will absolutely curve somewhere else. It will not lead directly into the train depot, don't worry. But back to the system. Back to the insanity we are trying to construct, and obviously not knowing why. Well, not why, but how. Yeah, the station doesn't care. That's fine. What I want to start with, it's just the meat, right? Yeah, it's just the meat, so if you'll get the meat storage, that's everything we need. And then there's this building that also, it will not have a rail, because we established that there will be no rail. But there will be no connection at here. Now we need a bridge from here. Shouldn't be a problem. So, turn down. Shift Q goes 1 meter down. Shift E goes up 8 meters, I think is okay. We are going leveled, and now we'll go down. No, not even a slightest problem. And yeah, it will connect somewhere around here. Yeah, this is probably the good part. Now we have a route up. We have a route over. Do I want a rail connection? Not real connection. I do not. So now we only need to fit. Why am I even trying? It's super easy, right? It was the whole time super easy. I just don't know what I'm talking about, apparently. Yeah, this is the only thing we need. It will be it's a really bad idea, honestly. Just fuck. Yeah, what do we need to we won't transport, you know, this food with train. So yeah, you will keep it, but that's really ugly. I know. Yeah, this connection will not be here. I will do one more thing. We do not need that many storages, I know. But I will I will bring the meat closer to the source, because those trucks, I don't know how fast those forklifts go right now, and we can absolutely take a look, and they go 23 kilometers per hour. It should be enough. Stop wasting time with nonsense. Is it a nonsense? I don't know. Maybe. No. This whole thing feels like a big nonsense, so probably is. It probably has something to do with the idea that I'm a complete madman, but yeah. We will make this work. We still need to connect this storage, so that's what we'll do. This one will be doable. This one will not be. Good thing. By the way, this pop-up is new. I haven't seen it yet. It's a good thing that it comes out, because it totally was in the game before. Okay. Well, do we need the crossroad? We do not, because, well, it would be better to have it. Like, if these things are here, they definitely do not need to be, you know, super centered, but it would be fine if there would be at least, you know, some connection. So this thing, yep. Make it a crossroad. Make this thing a crossroad. This and this. Yep. We do not need to connect to the unloading station, because that's none of our business. It will not help anyways. Would be probably better to not connect the storage only all the way up there. So we might absolutely want to have another option up here. And if we would need, we can connect anything here. What would it be? I have no idea. We have a repair station, we have basically everything we need, but we do have options to, you know, supply wider area. Now it reminds me about one more stuff, and that is, we are not delivering, you know, open hull materials, but they are not needed in the city. Yeah, they are not needed in the city, so that's we will stay calm, right? Yeah. That's about it. Okay. I'm not doing rail connections right now. This is the area for the city. With forklifts, we have 3 garages. That's more than enough. If we will need, we might even, you know, include a third shop. Some interesting one. Or, you know, small grocery store. Looking lovely. I think we might. Yep, just for the fun of it, we can. So we'll do. Is it good? Is it a, you know, a good argument for it? Probably not. We'll do it anyway. So, yeah, that's what we'll have. And it will fit. I wanted to say it will fit nicely. That's not exactly true, especially with F1 active. But yeah, this will do. Come on. We definitely do want connections like these. And yep. That's probably it. We might want to go, you know, in front, but yeah, these are way too. Yeah, and I didn't include a proper crossing inside, so we'll need to cut our own somewhere else. This one is mid-grid, not on the grid. Who the fuck cares? This then will be center of the city. So cinemas and stuff like that. I will plan most of it in a Czech episode, but it will not be recorded today. It will not be recorded in probably a few days from now. So, well, Have a nice day, and I hope you liked it. If you have any experience about forklifts, let me know. Is this overdone? Yeah, it is. 1, maximum 2 garages should be okay, and I know there are modded garages for 8 forklifts, not 4. But I'm really curious about how they will fare, so that's what you'll do. They are in the game, so that's what you'll get. And well, that's all. Have a nice day, and see you in the future episodes. Bye bye.